Hey, everybody, Zora Loy here. We are joined by Eric Tenkar and Rob Connolly themselves, stars of YouTube and internet fame. Thanks for joining, guys. This is we're all stars, man, you know? Yeah. So this is the birthday week show, you know? So I figured at some point this week is my birthday, and it was the 30-something anniversary of my 21st birthday. So that's how I count them now. It's just easier, and it feels a lot better that way, you know. If you
Really?
So yeah. You start the anniversary of your 21st birthday. You know, it's a nicer thing that way. It doesn't sound as bad on you, but yeah. So it's not bad. I think that though I am the youngest of this group here, if I remember correctly.
Even with your new age counting, you are still the youngest.
Yeah. I think so. So it's not bad. Not bad. Let's see. I'm streaming everywhere. We are on Twitch. We are on X. We are on Facebook. Now that I fucking adjusted it, because the default audience for Facebook is me. I have to always adjust. Did you notice that too, Eric? You have to always adjust the audience on Facebook.
Oh no, I didn't realize that. No.
Yeah.
Go figure.
No, you always have to adjust it.
No wonder it never worked.
Yeah, you never get anything because it's the audience of one by default. So you're broadcasting to yourself. So I noticed that once I started adjusting, I got like an audience of like 3, maybe sometimes.
Oh.
Rocking, you know. And Rob looks very intense. It's because his Kickstarter's popping soon, and we have
working on the preview. I may have something to show in a few.
All right. We're doing a share screen here. Not bad. Yeah. So we got the Kickstarter. We got Rob is coming up. If you guys saw the notification and went out a little earlier, Rob is going to be my next victim for the long form conversation. It's going to be 7 o'clock on Wednesday, 7 Eastern, and I doubt that we will do the break the James Raggi record, which was 5 hours and 20-some minutes. So,
just let me at it.
Oh, you think? I don't know.
I got to work tomorrow.
So. Yeah, I know.
Unlike James, I mean, not to say James doesn't work. I mean, we all know he works hard, but
yeah,
he's the boss of his own business. I'm not.
That's not a bad thing, right?
Yeah, he works himself. I like that.
Yeah. We're talking about holidays and whatnot because he's obviously American, lives in Finland, and we're meant to talk about the holiday. Yeah, well, off Monday, it's nice, and he's looking at me blankly. It's Memorial Day. Communist traitor, going to Finland for getting our holidays over here. So, yeah, I know that it's weird because I know in England they call it a bank holiday, and even though it's not related to anything in England, they just took the holiday. They figured, fuck America's off. He might as well take off too. They speak the same language, you know. So.
Well, I'm sure they treat it as a Memorial Day for. They've been in enough wars. They can
I think it's our Veterans Day that is big, and they call it Armistice Day.
Is that over there? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I had no idea what I saw a friend over there that said it's a bank holiday. I'm like, all right, copycats taking our damn holiday like that. So, yeah. Hey, we're up to 13 people. Not bad. Not bad for unexpected. Yeah. We got where's the chat?
You got to embed the chat, dude.
Get the overlay. Yes. All right. We got Chad is here. Hello, gentlemen. James, hello. Shark, what's up? Thank you very much. Happy birthday to me. We have Terry and Buster. They're coming over from yours. Eric, it looks like.
Yep.
Happy Memorial Day. Okay. Hey, you got a new member there, Eric, from Esteban.
Thank you, man. Yesterday on Saturday on Gamers Health, we got one of our members backed as a supporter of the Gamers Health. So
nice.
It's been doing well, and membership, folks. Whether you're joining my channel, you're joining Joe's channel as a member, you're supporting the work that we do.
Yeah,
and it really it doesn't just help us monetarily. It's a great motivator to realize that you care enough to put a few coins in our pockets.
Yeah, it really does. It's true, man. You're right, because I think of that. And it's like, shit, people are actually paying me 99 cents or even more a lot of times, you know, not a lot, but sometimes, you know, they're paying me more money. They're like, shit, they actually, just for this, just because they like to listen to me talk. And it continually blows me away. I don't know about you, Eric, but it continually blows me away when I look at those YouTube stats and I see like some dude in like Argentina, someone in wherever, you know what I mean? Bolivia. And it's like, Jesus, that's just wild. That some person is watching and listening out of the other side of the world that I will never meet and never have a connection with, other than this little thing here. It's fucking cool. You know, it really is fucking cool, man. Yeah. Yeah. Rob, you got a channel, right? Rob, you got to get that shit going, man. It helps. You know, you get the word out, you know, do a little activity, do a live Rob reach arounds. You know, you could practice the reach arounds, you know, for the big channel, for the big shows. You can practice on your own channel.
Okay, if you say so.
He's like, fuck you, I'm doing my edits, motherfucker.
There you go.
Well,
Rob,
everybody will see my video presence. I mean, I know they see me now, but they'll see how I do with the script and all that when the Kickstarter hits, because there'll be a video of me.
oh, I have that video, Rob. I could play that if you want to display it now or no. I thought that was up on your
Sure,
Kickstarter
Joe.
page.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure if it was a wizard, that they would be having like all kinds of fits. You're breaking the marketing rule.
I don't know. Whatever you want, dude. I didn't look at your.
What do you think? What do you think?
That's fine. I mean, I don't know, Eric. You know the Kickstarter shit better than me. Rob's. I don't know if you saw the video, Eric. Have you seen that
I
thing?
saw the video. Yes, I did.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was well
Yes,
done.
everybody. Okay, get everybody excited.
Yeah, a little action here. When does it go live, man? Ooh, I'm in ASMR.
Go live on your freaking show, Joe, like you requested.
Okay, well, Rob, this is what I'm trying to build up to.
Oh, okay. You were feeding me the lead. All right.
Feeding you the lead. Yep. All right, so let's see. Let me figure out how to fucking do this. So you know what? Probably the best thing to do is share screen, and you have it playing in the other screen. I'm thinking here. All right, there we go. Here we go. And let's see. And I got to make sure the audio is there as well. Okay. Sorry for the pause, boys and girls. I didn't plan on this. All right, let's do the share screen. The entire screen. Also share system audio. And I think that should do it. All right. Let me turn off the chat overlay here. Okay, and get our ugly mugs off the fucking screen.
Oh no.
Have you seen this, Eric? You've seen this, right?
I saw it.
All right, here we go. I'm going to... $10, Flint. Thank you, dude. Thank you very much. All right, here we go. Now, let us know, guys, if you could hear this, okay? So here we go.
I can hear it.
Hello. Welcome to my Kickstarter, Into the Majestic Fantasy Realm, The Northern Marches. My name is Rob Conley, and I publish at Bat in the Attic Game. But before we get into the details, come with me. Over the years, I've come to appreciate the countless stories in the green hills around me. Tales of triumph and tragedy, hope and fear. I have seen the Grand Canyon's majesty, and I heard the thunder of Niagara Falls. Here, in a quiet forest, where a stream tumbles over shale ledges, I find something. Hello.
We're going back because there was echo.
Into the Majestic Fantasy Realm, The Northern Marches. My name is Rob Conley, and I publish at Bat in the Attic Game. But before we get into the details, come with me. Over the years, I've come to appreciate the countless stories in the green hills around me. Tales of triumph and tragedy, hope and fear. I have seen the Grand Canyon's majesty, and I heard the thunder of Niagara Falls. Here, in a quiet forest, where a stream tumbles over shale ledges, I find something just as inspiring. Fantasy settings often aim for grandeur. The Dark Lord's footsteps shaking the earth. The Dragon Reborn's return. The Night King rising as kingdoms fall into ice and shadow. And images of towering mountains and forests older than memory. It's not just the epic that makes the world feel alive. It is the quiet moments, the daily struggles, the lives of ordinary folks caught up in extraordinary moments. Their battles don't shake continents, but the world remembered those who stood and fought. That is the heart of the Majestic Fantasy Realm. there is still room for new places to discover, new threats to face, and new lives to shape. You are free to share whatever you create, whether it's just for fun or as part of your own project. Alongside the book, I'll be releasing a set-in reference document under the Creative Commons. This isn't just my world, it can be yours too. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you'll choose to visit and support Into the Majestic Fantasy Realm.
All right. Very cool, man.
Guys,
Sorry about the hiccup at the beginning there with the echo. Is it okay now? The sound is back.
We'll find out.
Yes.
No,
Cool. Very nice,
Yep.
Trust.
Joe,
Yeah,
you gained a member, by the way.
Yeah, I noticed that. Thank you very much. Chad. Let's see, Chad DeCalt. I am so tempted to say it the way that you probably got picked on throughout your entire life in grade school, but I don't know how to say it.
Just
Thank you,
say Chad Dick out, and then it's fine.
Oh man. Background music. Some guy talking. My brain's about to have a seizure, says Austin. Austin didn't like the background music, apparently.
I like the
I
background.
thought it was good. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah. Setting reference documents, Creative Commons, interesting move. Really, Rob? Fuck,
Yeah.
man. Badass. Yeah. Badass. Sorry, that's the first time the whole video promotion
you
thing.
know, I mean, people are going to, I mean, if I make something, people are going to back it because I write it, but
Yeah.
it is, I mean, I'm nearly 60 years old, and I mean, in 10 years, Black March is going to still be out there. And so why not, give people a chance at the expanded frontier? And I'll still be writing, and I know people will still be backing my stuff if I do a good job. So I think it's going to be all good.
All right. That's cool, man. Were you giving up? Somebody might write the great American fantasy novel in your setting, sell it to Hollywood, and make $1 trillion. You get nothing out of it. Think of that.
Yeah, I'll like to see to try to make a movie out of that.
Well, I mean, it'll if it's made by normal standards today, it would most certainly fail, because look at the Wheel of Time, everything else that's going up in flames there. But that was a glorious.
Oh, I got a relevant question. What lives in the Odin bog?
Odin bog.
Yeah, let me go check for you.
We're at the first Rob reach around, folks.
No, more like looking at my other monitor.
Oh,
not quite the same excitement that we were hoping for, Rob.
Yeah, Rob, look around, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, look around.
The look around. I got to turn your volume up a little. Here's the one cool thing I like about this, Eric, is this Restream has individual volume controls for each person. I got to say, I was not a fan at the beginning because it wasn't exactly like the other one.
StreamYard,
but this is, I found it to be, a lot better.
I missed the giveaway tool on StreamYard. That's the only thing I miss.
I think we had better control over where our location of the people were. They have more layout control into that a little bit.
Yeah. You could individually. They changed that right before we wound up leaving because they were doubling the rates. But I like the fact that you can embed the chat, so you don't miss a comment. That is awesome.
Yep. And before, remember, we had you bought a subscription for StreamYards, and you had X amount of channels you could cross stream to. Mm-hmm. So if you were doing it, I was doing it, and Tim was doing it, nobody else could do it, right? Because you get 2 or 3. This one I could do up to 5, and it's HD 1080p, right? Mm-hmm. I got that $49 a month one, and then everybody who comes in can stream to as many as they want that they have. Like you're streaming to 2 right now. I'm at 5 right now. If Tim were to join and Flint would join, we got 2 more going there. So it's not bad. I got to say, it's not bad.
All right. So to answer the question, what lived in the Odin blog, this noisome swamp is found across the Landis River from Castle Westgard. Sturges, river trolls, and will-o'-wisps inhabit the bog. It is rumored this is where the second expedition from the Grand Kingdom met its demise. Legend states it was carrying treasure to be sent into the Dwarven kingdom Bozak.
All right, you got another question. Are there special fish that live in a smoking bay, and what kind of creatures live there? You're tickling his happy place there, Shark. Yeah, read every single X description.
I can do a little bit better than that.
Oh, he's looking it up. Greg says he likes StreamYard the best because
actually have a concrete reference.
Greg says he likes it the best because it lets them stream on their own channels as well. Exactly, Greg. Like James Radji the other day when I did it with him. He was on his going to his channel. I was going to my channel. I ended up with like 155 viewers at one point or another. He had like over 400. And not only that, it's now forever in his live stream catalog. People could look at this interview forever and just, so I mean, I was talking to him, I said, James, I want this to be the biggest like get to know you as a person interview you've ever done. And you could always point, just point to it. Just like, let's check it out here, Yeah, Rob's happy place. There you go, Rob.
Okay, so what's in the Smoking Bay? Neptar's Grotto, the Wizard of the Isle. What's more a big question? What's in the Gray Sea? And you can see there's quite a bit of things: the Kraken Lord's Keep under the waves, the Circle of Echoes, the Gateway to Vingolf, the Vault of the Nine Waves, the Hall of the Sea Father and Wave Mother, the Emerald Shoal, the Grotto of the Azure King, the Hall of the Four Winds. Lots of places to explore.
So they come out pre-smoked. Nice chat. Very nice. Yeah, let me see if I can figure this fucking thing out now. I'm gonna show you guys something here. If I can. I worked for a good half an hour to figure out how to fucking do this. So let's see if I can.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Joe the lawyer, you sexy beast.
Happy birthday to you.
What do you think? Nice?
Nice.
Should have used AI, Joe. Come on.
Oh, no AI. That would be cheesy.
That was wrong, sticking your voice on top of it.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was the whole best part of it, man. What are you talking about?
It was cheese, and
it was cheesy glorious. It was cheesily glorious. I was trying to find a William Shatner voice converter, but none of them worked. I couldn't get it done in time, so I figured, what the fuck, What the hell? Mid-century porn is weird. You got another question, Rob. Is there an established pantheon of gods?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, and I experienced the multiple named gods in the campaign. It confused the shit out of me because it's the same god in different places. You know what I mean? So different regions have been like Nephthys, the god of webs or whatever the hell, and then it's the same one as the Norse god, whatever the fuck. And
well, that, Joe, is because I kept mixing up my new names with old names. But but you're not wrong. It's just I think you only counted briefly the actual renaming of the gods when you went to the Viking.
That was the only time, and before that it was Nephthys and something else that we were dealing with from the Wilderlands or something, right?
Yeah, Nephthys is what I used to call her in my Majestic Wildlands, but now I'm using my new setting. I renamed her to Deja. It's something that Tim came up with bunch of cool names for gods, and he let me and Dwayne use them in our own stuff, and I figured I would just start if I'm going to start fresh, I'll start with some new names for the gods. But I keep forgetting and lapsing back to the old name, like Mitra instead of Delaquain, Set instead of Sarath.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. And Tim is here, and he says, "Don't tickle Rob's happy place." That's not. Yeah, you beat me by a second to the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, Pillsbury Doughboy, whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
Although Rob did lose the weight, doesn't have the gun anymore, as you saw in that video. So he's no longer the Pillsbury Doughboy. So not bad, dude. Now keep it going, man. Keep it going. Raji's on the Ozempic too. He's getting back on it. So maybe we all got the weight battle thing, all of us here, man. And speaking of Tim, if you're still listening, I sent you a text earlier with a question, man. I know you don't look at your phone on days off, but when are you, when you get back into it. I was working on the adventure that Tim and I did about over a year ago, live streamed. I was just working on it this weekend and just trying to get it done because I need to force myself to do something. I need to do a thing that forces me to do something, I should say. And I volunteered at that Central New York RPG Con to run that adventure, which gives me 2 weeks to write that fucking adventure. So now I'm forced to do it. But if I could get the gross text of it done, then we could do the format later, Tim. So yeah, that'd be fun.
So Shark asks, how much do my travels in real life wilderness inspire my writing? All the time.
Yeah.
Suitably adapted to fantasy or the occasional time I run Traveler, it will be. I will do that. Like When we went to New York City, Joe,
Yeah.
I was reminded. I mean, I've been there before, but it's been a while, and I was reminded how I run city adventures. I don't bother trying to describe everybody that's milling across
Yeah.
the state, because when you walk through New York, you only pay attention to a few things at a time, things that catch your interest.
The hot chick, the guy looks like he's going to mug you, the
better watch
tweaker on the
that.
sidewalk who's whacking off in midair in front of everybody, the tent cities. What Eric, you know, what do you look at?
Oh, my head's on a swivel, dude. So
Yeah. Yeah. You're always looking around for danger and sexy women. That's pretty much it. You know, in danger,
I'm always
interesting
looking
shit,
around for
sexy
danger,
women.
man. The sexy women part, it's a distraction when you're in downtown. If you're in the South Bronx on Southern Boulevard and all this, and you're watching the ambulances from certain neighborhoods in Brooklyn come up to the South Bronx with Hebrew writing on it, they're there to watch the women.
Yeah.
That's where you find the women, not that.
Okay.
Well, I'm just going to say I felt I had a random encounter. Me and Joe were waiting for my wife, Kellyanne, to get done with his pen and ink shop. And
Oh,
I'm sitting on the steps, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. It's like a DJ rock thing going on. And here comes a guy in a cape on a skateboard with his big old boom, and he's actually manipulating it
remember
somehow,
that.
not playing it like an instrument, but doing it like a DJ. He goes zooming down the road.
I remember that. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
15 minutes later, back of their way.
Yep. It's random. Yeah, it's just the random fucking wacky ass New York stuff that you'll see. You just yeah.
Well,
yeah,
technically, that was the village, and the
No,
village.
it's Williamsburg.
Well, no, was that in Williamsburg? That was in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Where were we at, Rob, at that point? Because we
Brooklyn.
hit a couple
We were in
different
Brooklyn.
ones.
We were
Oh,
pretty
that was
close to
Brooklyn.
the shoreline.
That was Brooklyn.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. All right. Williamsburg, it has turned into a whole different experience
Yeah.
than it used to be.
Yeah. 20 years ago was a shithole. 25 years ago was a shithole. Now it's been gentrified for people who can't afford New York and don't want to live in Jersey and Hoboken or Hackensack. They all come up. They go to Williamsburg. They can say they're New Yorkers rather than New Jerseyers. You know, it's a whole thing there now.
Well, I have nothing to compare to the Sharks Marine Corps experience. I'm hard of hearing, so let's just put it this way. They tested everybody in my high school, that military aptitude test, and the two highest scoring people were me, who was partially deaf, and the guy who scored the highest had MS. So
It's funny. I didn't take
he
that
walked
test
around
in
with
high school.
crutches, and let's just say the recruiter called us in, and he was disappointed once he realized what our situation was.
I went to college at Central Connecticut State University in New Britain, right? And it was a shithole town, New Britain. Back then it was a lot worse. And I remember I had to take the bus everywhere because I was broke. You know, I took the bus downtown and it was cold, it was rainy, and I missed the bus to take myself back. So I had like an hour or so wait before, an hour and a half before it would come again. And I was just fucking cold and wet. And the bus stop was near the Army recruiter place. And so I was like, oh, he's got coffee and donuts in there. So I'm like going in. So he's like, hey, so I'm trying to talk him up to get the coffee and donuts and get out of the fucking rain. And trying to, oh, what about this career? What about that career? And he's like, well, to take the ASVAB test, which is the one Rob's talking about. I said, no, I never did. But I go to college, I'm smart, blah, blah, blah. He goes, I could probably do it. And he goes, well, you got to take tests. And he's back and forth. And finally, he just got exhausted by me chowing donuts and chugging coffee. He said,
Get the fuck out.
take the test. You know, he said, you got to take the test if we're going to talk anymore. So I'm like, how long does the test take? Because I remember in high school, it was like a 3-hour fucking test. And I said, I don't got time for that. I got a bus. He goes, no, we got a half-hour version. I'm like, all right. So I sit down for the half-hour version, you know, and I was done in like 15 minutes. And I handed it to him. And he goes, you got a question? He's like all mocking. He goes, no, I'm done. He goes, oh, you're done. He runs it through that auto feeder thing that, you know, check it. And I got like 98% correct. So now he's like, oh, you could really do all these careers and blah, 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 blah. I said, yeah, but my bus is here, man. Thanks for the donuts and coffee. See you later. That was that. Yeah. So I never did it in high school. But I don't know. It was always a thought about doing it ever since, you know, seeing Top Gun. You want to be a pilot or some cool thing, you know, but And it was never on the radar really in a serious way, though, other than just the cool high school kid way. Did you ever want to do it, Eric? Did you ever need the cop thing? It's a sort of relation, you know?
Right. Yeah. I had a lot of friends of mine that were in the Poconos. Almost all of them went into the military
Okay.
because there weren't too many options. But going to school and in New York City, you could take a bus everywhere. It was kind of convenient. You could go to college and live at home and work and then go back to home. So it only became a thought for the first Gulf War.
Mm-hmm.
When the first Gulf War hit, me and my friend Kenny, we talked to each other and said, you know what? If we hear even whispers of a draft, we're enlisting. Because I'd rather enlist in the branch of my choice.
Yes, and have a choice.
So we had our plans in place, and thankfully it never got there.
Yeah, no, that's that's good. That's good. I there was a part of every guy at that age, because we're all around the same age, right? At the time, the Gulf War was we're young 20s, and you're always full of piss of vinegar, and there's always a part of any man of our generation, at least, I don't know about the newer ones, who wanted, to go to war, right? You used to grow up with it. You grew up playing army in the backyard. It was a thing. You had sticks and rocks and pine cones for hand grenades, and it was just what we did, right? So
dirt bombs, man, dirt bombs.
Dirt bombs.
Make sure you got the ones with the rocks in it, because then it counted.
Yes. Yeah. And in the winter, you had the snowball fights with the rock in the middle of the snowball.
Oh, New York City, you had ice in the middle of every snowball.
Oh, all right. Yeah, it's true.
Sometimes yellow ice, but still.
Yeah. Speaking of yellow, I got
by the way, thank you for your service.
I'll be right back. Gotta take a leak. So thank you. Speaking of yellow, you triggered me, Eric. You triggered me.
I'm sorry, the yellow ice comment, but this is the day we got to thank anybody who served, and you did 22 years, so you made it a career. Hopefully, your career after your service. But I know a lot of people do so. Same thing in law enforcement. A lot of people go into a second career. I hope you're doing the career that you want to do, as opposed to the one that maybe you were obliged to do for your pension. So, but I'm glad you got out. Damn, dude, what do you have? Like a bottle next to you? You step off
man. It's not far away. Rob has seen it. It's like 10, 15 feet away. I could run there. I'm pulling the front down as I'm running. So yeah, it's all good. Sorry for that visual there.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
Well, all I know that Greg made it the whole podcast, and he clocked you in about 4 or 5 times.
He clocked me? What?
You had to go to the bathroom during his.
Oh yeah. There was one point where he was talking and I blanked, and I didn't just go take a look. I take a shit, so I wouldn't come back. He was done. He was still talking. He was like, "Oh, good," as I tell the story. It worked out well. But at one point there, we were, Greg has the record. He wanted to set the high water mark for over 4 hours, 22 minutes, I think it was, and we beat Greg. And I was like, suck it, Greg. And we're about 4:40. And I was kind of like, all right, well, this is a long conversation. Let's be done. And Raji's like, yes. I said, yeah, thanks for doing it this long. Yeah, this wasn't even my longest. I was like, what? What was your longest? He goes, over 5 hours. I'm like, I'm taking a leak and we're coming back and we're keeping on going now. Got to beat the record. So did another half hour, 40 minutes or so. So it worked out pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, but Rob's coming up on, like I said, on meeting the tire without peeing. I feel so young and vibrant. For the first time the other night, I slept all the way through the fucking night without getting up, which was a massive achievement. Not getting up to pee at our age. That was an amazing thing. I don't know what the hell happened. What kind of weird mutant shit was going on there,
Listen, if I can make it to daybreak, and it seems like the sun comes up, and that's when my body goes, okay, it's time.
Yeah. You're kind of right. I got about 4.5, 5 hours, and I'm like, I gotta go. I remember as a kid, we're staying with my grandfather's tiny little house, and we're all sleeping in various places, the floor, the bed, whatever the hell, the couch. And my father says to my grandfather, well, Pop, I'll see you in a couple hours. And he laughed and they laughed. And I'm like, what are you talking about, Dan? And he goes, we get up in the middle of the night to pee. I'm like, really? It was not even a thing. When you're a kid, you just sleep all fucking 12 hours and not get up.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, or multiple times we pass each other in the hallway. I'm like, that's kind of the weirdest shit ever. Now I'm like, I get it. I understand. But yeah, Rob is coming up on Wednesday at 7 o'clock until if I could get him to 10 o'clock. It'll be good. And he is going to go live on his Kickstarter on Wednesday night. All right. So
Yep.
let's shoot the time to go live. But Rob, you could just click it, right? You could just click and go. Do you want to set the time now and let people know when it's going to go live, or do you want to just riff on it then during the stream?
During the stream, I'm
Okay.
not sure.
I'm just now. I'm going to give you guys a warning. You
Yep.
may have a little competition because
Uh-oh.
on my channel we're going to have Eric and Heidi Garland Gygax. So
Oh wow. Okay.
yes,
All right.
and I didn't know you were having Rob. So
Yeah.
But hey, listen, watch. Everybody should have 2 computer screens. Have both. Like a picture-in-picture. Remember that was big on TV back in the day?
Yeah.
It's Heidi and her husband.
Yes.
Well, her husband's a big fan of mine, so if you mention my Kickstarter, he'll go, "Ooh, wow!" And
All right, there you go.
You'll probably want to get it. You probably will appreciate it, so you can get on the action.
I'll be like, dude, you got it. After I'll send them.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me explain why. Because he bought all 4 of my books. He just didn't buy a book for me. He bought all the books I had for sale. I think
I'll send them to Joe's channel at the end of the live.
Okay, I'll let you know, Eric, when we'll go. And yeah, that would be good. So you figure out when the live is, and Rob, we can play it off of that. You know what I mean?
Well, no, but, we'll be going from 8 to 10, which we always do. You guys can start at 8, but we will, when we end, we'll take a listen.
We're going at 7. We're starting at 7.
Folks, take a bathroom break and go see the channel.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's cool. And then Rob, we can pop live right at the end of it whenever Eric's done. You know what I mean? Then you could go live and get all his people too. That'd be kind of fun.
What, at 10 o'clock ish? You're thinking?
Yeah, we're starting at 7. We figure 2-3 hours. So maybe you pop it after our conversation. You go live at 10 with the big bang. You know what I mean? Then we
can do that.
Yeah. Okay, and that's good, Eric. You can end at 10. We'll start at 10. Speaking of this timing, this is kind of like
starting the podcast at 10.
We're going live from 7 to whenever, Rob.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So Eric at 10 is ending his. He can shoot people over to us.
And I will shoot people over. So maybe you got.
I'm only questioning because I want to make sure I got the logistics straight.
Yeah. So then they'll come to us, and then we could go live at 10. You can go live at 10. We will be live.
You'll already be live on the stream. Your Kickstarter can go live at 10 o'clock.
Yes.
And I'll tell people, hey, at 10 o'clock, Rob's Kickstarter is going live.
Yes.
So we're gonna, and maybe this way. And I love Mike and Jim, but maybe I can shut them up so I can get off at 10. Shut it down at 10 o'clock. Because usually, and there's always an after show. All right, there's always an after show. I have people pinging me as the show is ending. Can you invite me for the after show? It's like a secondary party.
The greenhouse. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like
the green room, rather.
Yeah, watch out, Eric. Your after show will become more popular than the show itself.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what? I'm turning off my camera because I gotta do a Joe. I gotta go to the bathroom, man. I gotta go.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I wonder, Eric, what happens if, like, you did what you did today. About an hour before the stream, you add your 2 channels, right? And then I go live. I think that if you're not here, I don't think it will go live on your channels. Correct?
I probably have to be in. Although I have learned. Like on Thursday nights, I'm going to live stream on Don Samara's channel.
Yeah.
And I got to be off at 9 o'clock because I got to go to Discord and do my Discord hangout. They'll go on to 9:15, 9:30. My restream gets the whole
thing.
Even though I'm out, I'm not sure if it's still streaming it live, but when I pull it for grabbing the files to do the shorts, it grabs the whole file. So I don't know.
I wonder if, like, you log into me at whatever the hell, some point Wednesday on the link. You click on the link, you set it up to stream to your channels. Me and Rob go live at 7. I don't know that it would go live on your channel unless you were in here.
Probably not.
That's right. So then, if you ended at 10 or whatever.
Right.
You could jump right in here, and then it would probably start going live on your channel.
We're gonna have it. It's worth the trial.
Right. Yeah, that should be interesting. I wonder. I don't want to fuck up your 8, but we will know at 7 if it will fuck up your 8. right? You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah, we could give it a shot. Well, I'll give you the link after this show. We'll give it a shot, and then we'll see if it will fuck. If it doesn't fuck you up, then that means you could join live right at when you ended at 10. Pop in here, and then you could simulcast stream to your channel continually, right? In a whole different stream, right?
Right.
And
One stream would end, and the new stream would start.
begin because you've joined my show. We'll have to see. That's an interesting little experiment there. I think. You know, that's interesting. And we're doing something similar tonight, guys, because Greg Christopher is going to be a guest on Alexander McCrease's channel on Arbiter of Worlds. All right. So he's going to go live with Alex at 9 o'clock. And I figure everybody who's here, we got a whopping 24 of y'all. We got 2 on X. We got 1 on Eric's X. We got none on Facebook. Fuck you, Facebook. We got 13 on my YouTube. We got 7 on Eric's YouTube. And we got 1 on Twitch. You don't do Twitch, right, Eric? You don't.
No, I Twitch. If I do Twitch, it's usually where I get the spammer, and then it's like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, they'll show up sooner or later. But an hour in, I get somebody saying, "Click on this link," and just remove the space, and what the hell are you talking about, dude? So yeah, it's not a link. They make it so it looks like a link, but you got to copy it and remove the space, and then it becomes a link. That's how they get around the don't allow them to copy links filter here. So yeah. So what we got? I'm gonna orbit those worlds, says Greg. Greg, you know what you're talking about, man? You have any idea what the show is going to be about? Feel free to, I know you're prepping and getting ready and everything, but feel free to join the links in the Aryan Rations there if you want to pop in and let us know. Get a little preview there. But I'm curious. So we did the long one with Alex a couple weeks ago. It was nice. We got into it. He went a little longer. We got about because he wanted to go 90 minutes. Can you give me 2 hours? And we ended up going about 2.5 or so. So it worked out good.
Nice.
Yeah. And so we're going to do part 2 eventually as well. We're going to do a because I like to do that, get to know the person, then get into the whole game philosophy and this and that, and other things. So we did the get to know you part for a couple hours, and then we're going to get into the game philosophy and the questions and how to publish, what lessons just learn, all that kind of thing. So yeah, Warlords of Gavardia. Now, what in the holy hell is that, Greg? I think that's a new publication. So yeah. Eric, what's going on with you, man? We haven't. Seems like we haven't yacked in a while.
No, we haven't. I sit back and go, wow, this week I didn't have any doctor's appointments, but I've been like doing shopping, gardening, and house stuff. And then you're like, wow, where'd the last week go? What did I do? It's like I spend the evening like picking dirt out of my fingernails because. But no, and honestly, I've been doing a lot of live streams, and that's been a lot of fun. I really enjoy it because you don't know what's going to happen.
I agree.
They're unscripted, and the reason why many larger channels avoid live streams because they're afraid of having like the Nick Rekieta moment, where like. You go on all coked up and you jerk yourself off live on screen.
That wasn't Nick Rekieta, was it?
Yeah,
that was that other. That was the CNN
guy. That was Nick.
Rekieta Law, that guy.
Yeah. Did
he?
Yeah.
Do I even want to know?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I just saw some video coverage of it because he's back and in recovery now.
When did that happen, dude?
Like what, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Funny, he was on a lot of YouTube streams,
and then he was gone.
He was gone. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't say that. I didn't really.
Apparently, him and his wife were swingers. They were conservative swingers. Ooh. Bizarre shit. Bizarre stuff.
Wow.
So.
Wow, because I know there was that CNN host who did that too. He got nailed. Back in the early COVID days.
Jeffrey Toobin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on a Zoom call. Nobody can see me.
Yeah, he was pulling his tube in live. It was the CNN show. He thought it ended, but he was still on camera. He whips it out, gets some lotion, and goes to town. And they're like, no, Jeff, you're still alive. We can still see you. Stop. He's like kicking back and enjoying himself. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that will never happen here on any of us, guys. Never. Ever. I don't because we're too old.
Okay. It couldn't if I wanted to.
Yeah, people are talking about the how to actually do it, the mechanics of using the software and all that stuff. It's hard. I mean, what I'm doing now, like I said before, I'm trying to work on that module, that adventure that Tim and I did, because I'm running it soon. I'm doing the writing now, but I was asking Tim if he knows Affinity Publisher, because I know he uses the Outlook Publisher one,
Right.
but I know the it's buggy as fuck, and I figured I'm going to use this opportunity to figure out the software. Once I actually write the shit and run the shit, then I got to lay out the shit, right? And I'm going to take the opportunity to learn the software. Yeah, Affinity Rep. That's I have Affinity Publisher too. I bought it outright because it's not really
it isn't. Affinity is good because you don't have to pay your yearly or monthly subscription. It's a one-time cost. I know a lot of people.
Yeah.
They've done like now. I laid out Swords and Wizardry Continua Light. When I laid that out, and you can still find it on Drive through $3. But when I laid it out, the best compliment I got on my layout abilities was it's serviceable.
All right, that works.
Nothing special going on, but I haven't done anything like that since. So I'm,
Well, Tim was doing it. It's just the weirdest thing. I mean, we worked on it, like over like 2 or 3 different video streams. I was going back and listening to it because it was over a year ago to try to get it into my head again, what the hell we talked about. And he was doing it sort of like live. He does it like Greg does it a bit, where he kind of does the layout while he writes it. And he'll set up a thing here, and a few pages ahead, he drops the map in here because it's going to be there. And then he goes, I can't think that way. Like, it's the funniest thing because me and Tim get along well. I love playing his game. I think he likes playing to mine. But we have such a different fucking fundamental approach to most everything, in terms of like when we were see you later, Greg, when we were doing the review of how to make the Forest Oracle better, like he's starting with how do you change this encounter? And I'm like, no. Start with like, what is the cosmos and how do druids work in the universe? And then we'll drill down. And he's like drilling up, so we have a different approach there. And like, I have to write the fucking thing. I can't write within a pre-planned layout format. I just got to write. And also like our video, our style of format, like I'm more this, right? A 32-page, double column, tons of information kind of a thing. And Tim is more right? With bullet points and the quick and dirty, And so something I've learned is I can't write I can't fit my way of thinking into somebody else's style of format. So I'm just, I reached out to Tim. I said, do you know Affinity? Because he says he does. So we could maybe do it in Affinity and I could just lay it out in this kind of a format. Right. And that way I will have once I get the format once, I'm going to use that fucking format for everything.
Every time. Yeah.
The template. Right. And so it'll be a good learning experience. By the way, we got this in the mail today, or yesterday. So let me see. Let me get rid of the chat overlay here. This is Tim's new shizzle here. Anybody who's not on Tim's Patreon, I think you're insane. You ought to be. All right. So
I think I got that on Saturday, but I don't think I opened it up yet. I think it's still
it's good stuff, man. Really, really good stuff. And this is for the Shadow Dark RPG because Tim is digging Shadow Dark these days. Hunting the Grue by Tim Shorts. Cover art by Dean Spencer. Got some interior art here, and it's just a great little adventure. And you get this for like a $4 or $5 subscription.
Yeah, it's pretty well priced.
And he always gives you these days a little NPC card. I got Bidwell Sage today. All right, so number 47. I am missing one of them, Tim. It's bugging the crap out of me that I'm missing one of because my OCD must be complete. I'm missing one of them, and I'll probably reach out to you to find it. So Tim Shorts, guys.
Tim Shorts.
Gothridge Manors, the Patreon. Let me pull it up here.
When you're pulling it up, I'm going to address one of the comments there. From Christopher Chubby, it is hard to break into YouTube. It's not hard to. It's hard to break in general, but if you have a presence on social media, if you're on Twitter, you're going to bring that presence over to YouTube. Not one for one, but like with me and Joe, we had blogs, we had certain followings. We brought it to podcasts, and then we brought it to YouTube. So don't think it is necessary that you're breaking in fresh.
Yeah.
If you're on social media, if you're on a place like Facebook, participate in groups that are relevant to your interests
Mhm.
and become like a group expert, because then you build a little bit of a following that you can then move on to blogging or YouTubing or whatever.
Yeah.
Others are out there.
Yep, it definitely helps to have some sort of a base. But yeah, play around with every group that you're in. That's what Joe Block was saying too. He when he's a member of a group or something, he makes sure he actually participates.
Yes.
You know, and he gets people to know him who he is rather than. And I'm bad at that. I pump and dump. I ghost and post. You know, post and ghost or whatever you call it. I just get in,
Right.
drop it, post and get out because I'm so many groups. I hate social media. I truly hate social media engagement. You know, I like my life. You know. I'll get in there a little bit and dabble on Twitter. I'll dabble on YouTube with the comments. But even the comments, I used to respond to every one of them. They gotten too many, you know. So yeah, they've gotten too many of them. So yeah, there's Tim's Gothridge Manor Patreon, guys. Patreon.com/c/Gothridge, and you'll get there. So if you just type in the Patreon Gothridge Manor, there's hundreds and hundreds of things like this there, and you can subscribe for free and have access to all of it. And if you have a paid subscription, he will mail you these things.
Yep.
So yeah, so it's well worth it. Well worth it. Free, and you have all access to all of his digital shit. You know, so you're good to go there.
PC cards are laminated, I believe. So yeah,
They are. They're very good. They're very nicely laminated here.
you can write on it with the grease pen. Remember those grease pens from school?
Yes.
You can write on it with the grease pen, and then don't write with the grease pen though on your original Greyhawk map, because what it does is it pulls off all the ink from the map. I learned that back in the day.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but that's why you get it laminated.
Well, I
Right.
was too young and too cheap to get it laminated, and I thought
Cheap? Too cheap or too broke?
too broke. I was everybody's clearing up their cameras there. Oh no, we're gonna have a reveal moment. Christopher, I have two channels. One I don't post to enough. The other I am posting every week, same time every week. Well, that second channel, that's good. Get a rhythm. My rhythm is I do content every day, so I don't worry about that. But if you are somebody who does only something like once a month or once a week, same time, same day, have people give people the ability to come back to you and look forward to it.
I'm getting my
So I got something to share.
There's something to share.
And we were speaking about layout. So I was using InDesign to lay stuff out.
All right, let's see. Share away, my sir.
I did.
Grabbing my box of shite here. I'll show you in a second. What are you sharing, man?
The preview, the Kickstarter, preview document that.
Where is it, Rob? Where do I?
It
should
be right below my. It should be
on the right side, Joe, where all the people icons are.
Yeah. Boom. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right. Here we are. Let me get us off there.
The title. There's the title page. And this is the table of contents for the book. So you guys will be able to see what you're going to get. The introduction, a brief overview of the Majestic Fantasy Realm, the Northern Marches, and the 4 maps, which is then cultures, organization, religions, history, and then a bunch of traveling rules that I think you guys will enjoy, along with the way I do encounters. Builds off.
You're putting Black Marsh in there too, Rob, it looks like, right?
Yeah, it's part of it.
Any edits to it? Any changes, additions, or anything?
Well, it's expanded, so I guess that counts.
All right.
And then, but there's also, even though I have my own encounter system, which those of you who have my How to Make a Fantasy Sandbox are probably familiar with, I do have traditional random encounter tables. The only thing I do different is you roll a D8 and a D4 to generate a number from 2 to 12, because what that does is it creates a plateau in the middle. So that's where you put all your common encounters in the middle of the chart.
So, like 2E's random encounter charts, weren't they?
Actually, the Monster Manual Second Edition, or for D&D 1E, the Monster Manual, the Volume 2 did that.
Okay. I knew it was somewhere back then.
I did it with a D8 and a D12.
Okay.
And then
Not
I showed
really mind.
I show an example of the map, and then I give a little bit of intro, and then I show it to explain how the map is organized, and then I go into
back a page, Rob. Go back, please, if you could. So so you're giving 4 maps. That is the layout of the area we're talking about right there. 4 maps for that area, right?
right.
Now, what is the next page? Is that the greater map? There. That's the same map then. Okay. Or
That is the setting in the northern. I'm only detailing the northern march in this product.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay.
I wanted to fleshed out this in a Greyhawk style gazetter,
Mhm.
but I'm already at 100,000 words, and it's going to be a monster editing job.
Yeah.
That's going to be a follow-on thing.
Who's editing it, Rob?
Tim agreed to.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. Thanks, man.
And then I give excerpts out of the major section. Like here, I talk about my assumptions, stuff that is unique to my setting, but I explain how to make it work with yours. Like, of course, you're familiar with my money system.
Mm-hmm. Very confusing. Thank you. These and Daenerys.
It's 2 coins, Joe. 2 coins.
What is it? 240? Who does a 240, 250D denomination? You can't just use gold pieces, motherfucker, and silver pieces like the rest of the goddamn world. Confuse the shit out of me.
No, it's actually what they did in history. They didn't.
I know.
They didn't make a gold coin that you can carry around as pocket change.
I know. And I realized that I was watching some Roman thing or reading some Roman thing. I'm like, that's where the motherfucker got it from. There it is. Now I see the lineage of this confusion in my head.
I put a historical map in here, and then I show another one where I show all the classes that I use, but in here are all the notes. So if you don't have my Majestic Fantasy stuff, they all map to thieves, fighters or magic users or clerics.
Mm-hmm.
So I explain what is what and what they're about. And then I give an example what the terrain looks like and a little bit of overview for one of my overview maps that will be in the book.
Very cool.
And then I show you what the locales look like, what a ruin and a lair looks like here and here, and what the settlements look like. And then I give you a cultural entry, an organization entry, and some religion, some history, and that's it. 12 pages should answer most everybody's question.
Yep. So that's the preview document you're going to put. Is that going to be on the Kickstarter, Rob?
Yeah, there's going to be a link to that on the Kickstarter.
Okay. When this thing goes live. And you know what? Let me get the, let me see. I know I got, Rob, you have the Kickstarter link? Or actually, I have to look it up.
No, it's give them the preview. Don't give them the
yeah. I don't have the other one. I just have
the pre-launch. That's the
Yeah.
And so we were talking about layout. Well, here's what I use to lay it out in InDesign. And this is what it looks like to me. So basically, let me get you a complicated page. This one. Oh, this is a good one. So here I have so what you'll learn with Infinity Publisher, Joe, that you'll have these text frames. As you can see, I can move that whole block of text around.
Okay.
But I subdivided it, and this little plus sign means it's linked to this text block.
Okay.
So if I went up like this, you can see all the text get bumped down.
It moves around. Okay. Yeah. I'm around the picture. I just put the link to Rob's Kickstarter in. I think it's showing on Rumble, YouTube, and Twitch, it looks like. So yeah, you guys have that there. So click on the link and
hold on. That's for my Majestic Fantasy RPG, dude.
What am I fucked it up? I got the wrong one?
Yeah.
God damn it, the hell. All right. Sorry. Wait a minute.
Has Northern Marches at the end.
All right. Northern Marches. My bad. Ignore that. All right. Northern. There it is.
So the trick, Joe, and I haven't played around. I have Affinity Publisher too, but I haven't played around it. But the trick is, you see this? These are all my styles, and I have them all set up. I have them all set up for my tables, which is, where is it? So that's an example of table. So it takes me 2 or 3 clicks to set up stuff just the way I like it.
Yeah.
So that's the bulk of your first time. It's going to be spent doing that.
Yeah.
And once you have it set up, you'll be able to Well, it's still work, but you should be able to crank it out pretty good.
Yep, that's cool. All right, so you guys will all see that then coming up when it goes live on Wednesday night around 10 p.m. guys. So it should be a good time. Should be gonna join us all. We're gonna get deep into Rob Conley.
Ooh.
Deep. We're going deep. There'll be many.
I would prefer if you phrased that differently, but I
Yeah.
guess. But in the G-rated sentiment, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get all about Rob. That's I like to do is figure out not just everybody gets on like pimps their product. It's like you get 20 minutes of hi. So you like D&D. What was your first game? And then you get to pimp their product, and you don't learn about the guy. My whole theory of this is that the more you know somebody, the more you feel like you bond with somebody, the more you'll be likely, number one, to buy their shit, and number two, if they're giving you advice and showing you how they do RPG publishing, you will be able to say, you know what, he could do it. I'm like him. He's like me. Maybe I could fucking do it. And then you get out there and actually fucking do it. Right. So, because I have these resources of these guys here and I could ask questions or whatever. A lot of people don't, they've all done it before. And so I could just say, hit them up for questions like Robert just describing to me there, but, a lot of people don't. So I figure if they could bond with somebody, understand the person and realize that they're a lot like me and you, then maybe you'll publish your own shit too someday. But I just
Shark asked the question, do I have mammoths and furry rhinos in the northern areas? Well, not in the wild north, because that's more like a fantasy Russia.
Mm-hmm.
But there's when you look at the Majestic Fantasy Realm map, there's an area called Ice Reach. And yeah, that has a Phycocene, megafauna there. That's my ice. I would say that's my combination of cavemen, woolly mammoths, woolly rhinos, saber-toothed tigers, and Finnish tribemen area.
Cool. I just wanted to show you this thing here, guys. This is my little zine container, and I've been subbing to Tim for only a couple years, and this much is probably Tim's. All right, so this much right here. The rest of it is like older zines that I used to collect back in the early OSR days, but this much is Tim's. And there's probably 2 or 3 times that much that you can get on PDF.
So,
Easily. Yeah. I mean, this is just, and like I said, you subscribe $4 or $5 a month, you're going to get the shit in the mail, every once a month or so, you get a few things in the mail. So it's worth it, So yeah, Chris, you're going to bed, dude. No worries, because I got news for you. It is on right now.
You got a link for the
I do. We have going live. Chubby Funster and Alex McCree are going live in minutes. Let me just refresh here to see if they've gone live already. But yeah, that's the link to Arbiter of Worlds. They're going to do to start at 9 p.m. I'm certainly going to listen to it, guys. Oh, there it is. He announced it in his channel on Discord. I just got the pop-up that they're going live momentarily. So everybody, we're going to end it here. The rest of yours, Flynn. Yes.
Well, thanks for having me, Joe.
Thanks for coming on, guys. I appreciate it. Celebrate a little birthday there. So we're going to end it in like 20 seconds, though. But again, Wednesday night, Rob is going to have his live launch of his Kickstarter around 10 p.m. or so on my show. Eric hopefully could join us. We'll figure that shit out as we go there. And it'll be a good time, though. It'll be we'll get to know Rob, get to know his products, his approach to things, understand that, and then you'll get a live launch of his Kickstarter. Okay, so it'll be a good time, guys. So everybody, hop over there, click on that link. If you can't click on the link, just go to YouTube and type in Arbiter of Worlds. If you can't spell Arbiter of Worlds, you're in the wrong hobby. So thank you, John. Appreciate the happy birthday wishes. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. Appreciate your time and coming in here. And we got a $10 super chat, though. Again, I thank you for that. It's much appreciated. And Eric and I each
my new sub.
It's very cool.
Joe got a new sub.
I got a new sub. I got $10. Life is good here, guys. Life is very good. Life is very good. So yeah. So everybody hop over on Alex's channel, Arbiter of Worlds, and watch Greg talk to Alex. It's be a good conversation. I'm gonna go and listen to that myself and get shit ready for the night. Yeah. So everybody,
back my Kickstarter, please.
Back the Kickstarter. Click on that link below to see Rob's Kickstarter, the second one, not the first one. And
remember, this is your world, not just mine. So
amen. He's giving it away. Thou art a fool, Rob. Watch when they have the fucking.
Well, I'm not giving the book away. They want my book with a nice layout and all the cool art.
Mm-hmm.
They're still gonna have to pay me for that. But
that's true.
But the setting itself and the the core maps. They can have at it and
Yeah.
realize. Actually, Greg, just before, the main benefit so far is people overseas being able to translate it, taking their time translating it over to the language. So I know at least 4. There's Italian, Black March is in Italian, French, Hungarian, and Spanish.
Wow.
And
No Portuguese, no German. What's going on?
I don't know. I'm sure they'll go around. I think there's a French version out there too.
How about Australian? They could convert it to Australian. Nobody can understand those fuckers, you know. So you got to convert it to the dialect at least.
Yeah.
You know?
How about
All right.
Kiwi?
Signed off, so we can head
Kiwi?
over.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. And hop over to Arbiter of Worlds on YouTube and watch Greg Christopher be interviewed over there about whatever the hell he's going to be talking about, which I'm sure is going to be interesting. It's going to be very intellectual. I could promise you that. It'll be a very interesting and intellectual conversation. All right.